Saba, a new caller in Wembley. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you? I'm in year 13. I'm in my last year of school.
Oh,
and
great.
I'd like
Good.
to just speak about my experience as a student in school, where my school banned badges wearing the Palestinian badge, and we had an assembly saying that that these badges cause discomfort to many people. Mm-hmm. And I'd like to first start off by saying that our school allows, and in fact encourages, people to wear rainbow badges during, in support of the LGBT community, and also poppies, giving out poppies to everyone. And my school also fundraises a lot, especially during the Ukraine war. We fundraised for Ukraine, and the message that I received through all this is that lives matter, that, we must commemorate lives, especially lives cruelly taken. However, when it came to the Palestinian lives, this cemetery wasn't shown. When I emailed my head teacher regarding this, and I carried on wearing my badge because this is blatant hypocrisy in school policy, when I emailed, I was given a meeting, and I was told that many teachers felt uncomfortable by these badges. And I explained that this is a very lazy excuse because, firstly, there are many Palestinian students in the school, and there are many, and despite this, on the form boards, people put the flags of their countries and where they're from. If you're from India or Iraq, you put your flag, whereas the Palestinian flag was taken off.
That's very interesting. So, someone, just to be clear, so you wanted to wear a Palestinian badge, and you were told you couldn't wear it, and what was the reason given, Saba, to you?
Because it causes discomfort. And I understand that it can cause discomfort to some people. However, I'm not responsible for people's feelings. However, I'm not here to speak for all schools, just for my school. My school, this is just, it's not unrelated, because I will tell you how. Firstly, the quote of Salman Rushdie, an Islamophobic author, was put all around the school. When I explained that this causes me and many others, not just me, many in the school, discomfort, I was given a meeting and told that personal feelings do not matter, and that you must be tolerant of everyone's views, regardless of your personal feelings. However, when it comes to the Palestinian, when it comes to any other, commemorating lives, you all commemorate lives, you all wear poppies, we all do a minute silence, we all, many people who want to wear an LGBT badge, non-uniform for Ukraine, even though these are political issues, and you are showing political bias.
It's a very, very powerful point. So, but let me just ask you this. Sorry to interject. I just want to get a sense from you. What is the makeup of your school in terms of ethnic background?
I will tell you. Firstly, I came into school one day on Eid, despite me being Muslim. I came into school one day, and the school was empty. I genuinely thought it was shut. I asked my teachers, I said, am I meant to be here? I mean, the school is shut. And they said, oh, why are you here? Aren't you celebrating Eid? I said, no, I wanted to come in today, And I only saw literally 2 students. And I mentioned this to my head teacher, actually. I mentioned that the majority of your school is, our demographic is Muslim majority. And therefore, you should consider the demographics of your school when, you want to project a quote from an Islamophobic author, And in terms of the badge issue, my head teacher laughed at me and said, it's not the majority of the school, it's only 50%. Right. And she even said this, that... because we were also banned about the Politics Society was banned from speaking about the Palestinian conflict, and that's the point of politics. And I mentioned that this is hypocritical and it doesn't make sense to me.
So, but let me ask you this. So, I hear you.
Can I just finish
your point? Go on.
Yeah, and she told me. The reason I don't want people to speak about Palestine is because we'll only hear the Palestinian narrative and not the other side. And I said that firstly, we see the other side in the media all the time. And secondly, this debate and discussion, we would obviously consider both sides. And she even said something about, the only reason people support Palestine in the school is because they're Muslim. I said that's a very naive thing to say, and that being Muslim is not synonymous with supporting Palestine. Yes. And she told me, but it does help, doesn't it?
Okay.
So what do you think of those comments?
Well, firstly, can I just say, Saba, that you have come across in an extremely articulate fashion. You've laid out your points very, very clearly. And if I was your head teacher, I would think I've bitten off a little bit more than I can chew here, because you made a very interesting point. See, my perspective is that I don't believe that badges should be allowed, but then I wouldn't allow any badges. Now, the point you've made is a very interesting one, which is, hang on a second, right? If you're allowing Ukrainian flags to be flown, if you're allowing LGBT badges to be worn, poppies I don't agree with you slightly on, because that is commemorating the dead, so it's slightly different. But certainly the rainbow badges and the Ukrainian flag, I absolutely agree. My view would be have a zero tolerance policy across the board. But the point that you're making is double standards, and I think it's a very, very powerful point. Now, the point that your teachers and your head teacher has to answer is, why is it one rule for kids who want to talk about and identify and support Palestine, whereas if it's a Ukrainian flag or an LGBT badge, they're perfectly allowed to do it? That is a powerful point. Sabah, thank you very much for your call, and do call again. What a brilliant call that was. I mean, that actually encourages me. I'm not sure I agree with Sabah completely, but I understand exactly where she's coming from. And I tell you, if you've got young people as articulate as that making the point and talking about consistency of treatment here, which is the point that I would make in response to Sabah's call, I don't think that's I think that's a pretty difficult one to argue, quite frankly. If I was a head teacher, I would think I've been snookered here, because you've got to have a consistent policy.